All right. Testing, testing. Here we go. And are we live? Let's see the chat reaction. Hopefully everything's going through. PuertoRock77, your only friend these YouTube streets. Back here with a Friday night live. Let's see, I hope everything's all well. But hey, we're gonna rock it this Friday night. I hope everyone's doing okay. Let's see the stream health. All right. Okay. See the reactions from the chat. Okay. Awesome. Outstanding. Hey, so another Friday Night Live. Was not able to get a guest this week, but I'll be honest, I didn't really fish out, because there's still certain lingering things that I had to take care of. So I didn't really push out trying to get a guest this week, but I will do my due diligence um, to get a guest for next week. In fact, post your recommendations. Who would you like to see um, as a guest on Friday Night Live? Who would you like to see? Well, anyway, welcome. Uh, if you can, hit the like button, share this out. Because, we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of topics to talk about. Let me do my part because I'm asking you to share, right? Why wouldn't I share? Here it goes. Here we go. I'm rocking live. I'm rocking live. Come through, and enjoy the show. There we go. Right. That's what we're doing right now. Boom. And there we go. Let me do this. All right. Alrighty then. Boo, 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 boo. All right, there we go. But anyway, just thank you so much for rocking out. Really appreciate it. Man, I don't even know where to begin. Um, for today's topic, I had everything is ever since the Switch 2 announcement, man, a lot of things just been funny and stuff. But I see already the chat already making some recommendations. MBG, that's a good one. I don't, but I don't think. I mean, I'll send the invite, obviously, right? The best. No, actually, I think I tried one time, and he has this stuff like he's really not accessible. Um, and I don't think I've ever seen him attend the podcast. Have you? I think he's hard to reach. I might have to send an email or something, but Dreamcast guy, okay. Destin and Gary, that I actually would love him to show up. And again, it's not ambush journalism. I mean, I think you guys already seen a couple of the lives that we had, right? It's just a very chill reliament. But I would definitely love to ask him questions about his time at IGN and just being part of that side of the industry and stuff like that. You know, that would be a great thing to hear from his perspective on the inside. Colt Eastwood, yeah, I doubt he would show up. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt. He will most likely curse me out before that. Aaron, hope you're doing good, homie. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, Aaron. I know we do our little tit for tat, but it's all love, right? It's all a little feud, but really, thank you. I really appreciate that. What's the PlayStation Servant title about? That's what we're going to talk about because we need to find out. That'll be a topic, but apparently, you know, PlayStation sent out a survey asking questions about the Switch 2, and the reason why I bring that up because I want to know and if any of you received that survey. I didn't receive a survey yet. I didn't receive anything. I'm having coffee. But I haven't, yeah, so I'm wondering. I just wanted to ask and see, who got what because I didn't get anything. You know, so that's a good question. Um, MBG doesn't want to do a co-op. MNG? MBG. MBG really is an Xbox guy. Oh, I know he started out as Xbox guy. Oh yeah. Most about gamer, I remember that. And then he pulled the switcheroo, and you know what I'm saying? Um, but he wasn't happy with Xbox. I mean, can you blame him? That's me, see. Brother, how have you been? Oh my god, I miss my daily dose of notifications on YouTube is weird, you know. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Ghost in the Garage Gaming, what's up? Thank you so much for coming through. SPR, yo, you are diabolical with M in the action figure. That was diabolical. I busted out laughing. Yo, dealer gaming, not all jokes aside, he's been out of the community for a while. At least a year now at this point. Um regardless of how you feel about Real Deal RDX podcast, it was successful. It was garnering like 1,000, 2,000 viewers live. It was a successful podcast. Extremely successful. Huge views. Lots of people watching it. Right? So he built this channel up and he did a great job building up his podcast, regardless how you feel about the content itself and stuff like that. And it just stopped, I don't know what's happening. I don't know anything about that, but I hope he's okay. I really hope he's okay. In jail, God forbid. I mean, to leave that abruptly, like, it just stopped. No, but this is so. Aaron says respect dealer for leaving and not looking for a new gimmick. No, this was way before all that happened. Way before, like just like stop before the third party. Like yeah, there was talks about something happened, but people wouldn't say, which I can respect that, which is the right thing to do. I just hope everything's all right, man. I really hope he didn't get himself into trouble. I know he was in college, from what I was told. He was a college student. Um, so I just hope he didn't. He was gone before the first four games started. Exactly, he was gone before that was officially announced. In fact, he was gone before the whole Tim Stewart, because I don't remember him. I don't remember him clapping back at the whole Tim Stewart thing. He was gone before then. He was even gone before then. Remember November 2023? When Tim Stewart had his when he was part of the Wells Fargo summit, and then everybody used that. That was like the huge big indicator of Microsoft going third party, and there was that big counter, and but he wasn't even part of that. Dealer is in jail. Oh man. Listen, I'm not gonna. Oh my god, that would be. Oh wow, that's terrible. Wow, wow. If that's true, either way, I hope he's all right, man. He did a good podcast, but I don't know. Things happen. Um, yeah, we don't know his story. The best I could do is just give him my prayers, and I hope things are right with his family. I hope things are right with his personal life, and I hope he didn't make dumb decisions that got him in trouble. Things like that, Um, Crack Gamer, yeah, you know what? Crack Gamer, I think he would show up. That's definitely a good one. Yeah, I know he's not happy. I'm gonna try to invite Nintendo dudes now. They're in the game. Wonder if they'll show up. So we just opened up the pool now. Mystic, that would be nice. That would definitely be a good thing. It's just whether or not they show up, right? True Bleed, everything's good. Um, Sup El Nini, Reforge was great. Yeah, that was a great. That was a great. Yeah, that was a great live. I had with Reforge, and we learned a few things, and that's really um, what my life's about, right? I'm trying to not repeat the the podcast that we all watch with just straight topics, get a little bit of off topic, get some info, get some insight on each guest. So that's why I would love to have Destin Legary on the show. Get some insight on his career path, how he ended up doing what he's doing and stuff like that. That's some good stuff. Um, King Thrash, of course, and I know he would be down. But even that, so Joe Kane, you could extend the olive branch, but I doubt those guys would show. So I'm not calling out no names, but there was already a few Xbox guys that I invited, and they politely turned it down due to the timing and stuff like that. So I could respect that their brand and their audience won't they coming to my live will not be good for their brand and their audience, and that's just the way it is. That's and I'll be honest, I look at that as a business decision, because if they have a good channel, revenue, doing their thing, subscribers, members, you got to respect the people that support you, right? So I can understand that. So on that merit, there's some people that won't go because of their own brand and what they're doing. RTG85 will be good. All right. And hey, and we're both Knicks and New York fans, so we both have shared suffering. Paris, yeah, he ain't coming. He has me blocked, so he ain't coming. I would invite, but it's blocked, so that's it. So I'm not gonna. I'll say this. I'm not gonna go after people that are blocked or block me. I'm not even gonna do that. Say the way I see it. You pull the block, then that's it. I'm not the type to just keep going or whatever. Um, Next year 720. Oh, I definitely gotta get 720. That's the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? The one that started it all. So he's gotta get in there. It's kind of, he'll probably be doped up on medication, but we definitely gotta get next gen in here. MBG said he wasn't going to join your pocket. Wow, that was quick. I didn't even send him an invite. Damn, he already said no to the invite. That's quick. But to be honest, what you call it? I never seen him do a podcast or accepted another group's podcast. I don't remember seeing him, right. Uh, Playaster was good because he's a Nintendo dude. If you invite Colin Moriarty, you think so? You think he would accept? I think I asked MBG if he would do your guest spot, and he said no. He's a solo. See, and I had a feeling with that because I never seen MBG on anybody's podcast as a guest. I kind of figured that. Like, MBG told me he would do your show, but he hates the internet. What? What the hell? What? But yeah, it's true, right? Has any of you ever seen MBG on somebody else's podcast as a guest or anything? I never seen him. PuertoRock let me on, the troll father. Oh, you most absolutely. Brother man, listen, everybody, I'll say this, and just a reminder, everybody's welcome on 60 frames no lag. Just hit me up in a DM. I mean, half the podcasts were guys in the chat and DMs and stuff like that, right? Leech, nope. MBG never did anyway. Yeah, he doesn't. I think he's just a solo dude and he just sticks to it. So Ghost, Ghost, hit me up. Hit me up the Twitter DM. We'll get you on the next Tuesday. I think everybody, you all should know that by now, right? I mean, Extreme is on. He came from there. The Brain, straight out of the chat. Even J Dub, he was originally just part of the chat and stuff like that. Then he started making his rounds. Craig Harris, he said I don't do Twitter anymore. Cesspool. Hey, I'm not saying participate in Twitter, or hit me up on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky as well. You know, just need a spot to, just to communicate and send you the link to get you on the show. That's all it is. Not that I'm good. I'm the hardcore is casual on Twitter. I just like to bless people on those. He said I'm the hardcore is casual. That's fantastic. My man not just casual, he's a hardcore casual. He embraces it. that's 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 my man. My man. Get Chocolate Thunder on there. Craig Harris, yes. The actual Chocolate Thunder, no. Nintendo Prime, I would invite him. Absolutely, he's welcome. I don't know if he'll show up. I mean, he's a big Nintendo dude, you know. But again, the shows is not ambush journalism. But I mean, am I blocked on Twitter? I hope not, because you're cool here. I call myself a hardcore casual too, and it's true. Blackbeard, what's up? I would absolutely, and I would like it, because like I said, Fridays is all about, getting those people together, chit chat, shoot the shit, go a little bit beyond the gaming topics. Like what Data says, Nintendo's been there for me. I know what you mean, because I say that for myself. For me, Nintendo's just hasn't hit for me. The last Nintendo product that I eagerly wanted and bought was the GameCube. After that, I mean, I bought the Wii, but I bought it for my nephew. The Wii U I actually didn't buy at all for anybody. They just, right? The Switch, bought it for my nephew, bought it for my wife. But for me, like buying it for me, it just wasn't there. You know what I mean? So I know what you mean. So I'm trying to, and the Switch 2, like the Switch, we'll get into that, right? We'll talk about Switch 2 a little bit. Um, I'll continue with my grievances. You know, Simply D, how's my night going? Just going good, man. Doing my thing. I'm looking forward. Looking forward to this live with y'all. Please hit the like button. Um, in the words of a great console warrior, I grew up with Nintendo, but Nintendo didn't grow up with me. Uh, P Rock, did you ever play a game called River City Ransom? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely play that game. In fact, the spiritual successors are out for that game. And I have it. I forgot what it's called, but the spiritual successors or the sequels is out also. You could get it. But yeah, I remember those. River City Ransom. No, I actually don't. Do you own one of those plug and play retro gaming sticks consoles? They're fine. Actually, no, I don't. I know what you're talking about. Where there's like 100 games on that. I got Streets of Rage 4, PS5 blows. I do have that. River City Ransom. I mean, yeah, River City Girls. Thank you, that's Missy. Yes, yes. More than 100 games. Yeah. So I never had those plug and play stuff. I just don't know. Like this is my thing. I'm skeptical in going back and playing the retro games because I don't want to ruin the cherished memories I have. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they didn't age well. The one I have got 20,000 games. Loud. Teacher Race 2. Yes. I've been getting into retro gaming. I know what you mean. I talked to some gamers. They went back into retro gaming, and they said similar things. It's just something about the old school games bringing back that old school passion. You know, and I get what you're saying. A lot of gamers, some gamers that went back to retro for a little bit, they said there's just something I guess pure about the retro games that we're not getting now. Um, Glassdoor Gamer. Colt Eastwood looks depressed now. Might come on. I don't know about that. Years of you know calling him out. Might have already ruined that. Ghost in the Garage Gaming. The hardcore casual blessing the podcast, but blessing the live with a hundo. Says let's go. My God, Ghost. I gotta know what you do in life. You're the man. I think. You think he's part of Sony? You think Glassdoor is like a Sony exec? He's just hiding. I think he's a Sony exec. I think he's one of the top dogs. I think he's one of the top dogs there. Something tells me we just don't know it. P-Rock, you're a great people person. Have you ever considered politics? Listen, no. Listen, I did my part to serve my nation. I did my part. I retired this year. I'm in the process of doing all the things I do, of retiring. Ultimately end up being 29 years in the Marine Corps, and that's it. I did my service. Politics, bruh. Yo, the actual politicians are bigger council warriors than us. You see how they talk to each other? It's crazy. It's crazy. These politicians. Yo, their fanboyism, it's insane. Like a lot of them, I'm like, yo, how can you be a representative talking like that? I just no way, no way. Listen, no way. I did my service and I am proud of it and I love it. And I'll be honest, with all its faults and everything, but again, with all successes, I love serving for my country. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I know some people are gonna say, how can you be proud of your country the way it is? The thing about this country, and I'm not gonna take away from any other country, we can always make it better, but we have to fight for it, right? You always have to fight to try to, always fight for more rights, always fight against, you know, people that try to take advantage of people and stuff like that. And it's a constant struggle, you know, and America does that, you know. Every decade and every period, there's always a struggle in this country, and people just gotta rise up, you know, and do something, and just keep fighting until you win. Freedom isn't free, you know, and it's just something that you just gotta do. I know some people wish that we just moved on for it, but it's just a day to day struggle. You just gotta keep doing it. You just gotta keep fighting. So that's why I have no issue saying I serve this country, because I know that there's always another day to keep fighting and get things right, and that's it. We always have another day to get things right, and somebody's got to step up, and somebody's gonna keep trying it, and you're gonna keep trying, and you're gonna keep doing it, and it's back and forth, But eventually, we'll get it right, and then we'll move on to a new problem, or we go back to an old problem. It just keeps going back and forth, right? But you got to keep fighting. Can't give up. I will say this: one thing that I saw, and I will say this. I mean, it's anecdotal, but knowing some friends, right? I have friends that are conservative. I have friends that are liberal, right? Democrats, that side, the left side of the fence. Some of them were embarrassed, or they kind of lost. They didn't like. How could I put it? Now I say embarrassed. They associated the American flag with the right, with MAGA especially, because if you look at a MAGA account, they post the flag 50 million times, right? And some of our friends felt that the flag didn't mean to them, and I said, no, 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 don't do that. Don't the flag is for everybody. You have to shape. what that flag means. The flag gives opportunity to anybody to shape what America, and you have to step up and fight for it. You know, you can't let it say this flag only is representing of this. No, that the way I see it, that flag is, how would you say? It's ambiguous. You know, the people, you know, gotta help define what that flag means, right? And some people make the flag look bad. You know, some people, some politicians, some decisions make the flag look bad. Other people brings that flag to its glory, right? But you gotta keep doing it. You gotta fight the struggle. You know, every generation is responsible to help make the next generation better. You know, that's what I will say. You know, no generation. I would say this applies to really anyone in any country. Um, don't think that you can live a generation without putting in your 2 cents to make it better. Whether you know it's rights and freedoms and just all the situations that countries go through. Every single generation has to do their part to make things better. There is no, you know, oh, why I got to do this, or we just leave things alone, or I don't want to be part of it. You got to keep fighting. You know, you know, you got to do your part. Every generation has to jump in and put their little fingerprint, you know, on the overall look of the country. You know. All right, let me stop that. Okay. All right, let's hit that like button. Let's talk about this real quick, and just real quick. Um, PlayStation price hikes, right? Or PlayStation Plus price hike, right? So let me see. Let me set this up. Um, here we go. Share the screen. Here we go. All right. You can see that right here. You see that on the screen, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Zuby Tech. You know what? This is a good one too. Zuby Tech. You think he'll be a good one to get on the show? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna guess. Yeah, that's another good one, man. You know, I'm gonna try to get Zuby Tech up in here. See if he'll show up next week. Zuby Tech will be a good one, right? Oh no. What do you guys think? You know? He ain't gotta lie, Zuby does the Lord's work. He does the Lord's work for PlayStation. He my man don't play no bullshit. You know what? So I'm gonna hit up Zuby Tech. Let's see if I can get him next week. You know, but right here, he's providing the information on the various regions where PlayStation Plus has an increase starting June 24th. PlayStation Plus Essential 1 month subscription. Latin America, $8. How much is it here in the U.S.? Isn't it like $10 here in the U.S.? Nibs would be a good one. You know what? That's true. That is true. Oh, hold up. Let me see something. Oh Lord, pardon me. I'm doing. There we go. Sorry about that. Glassdoor Gamer. Nib would be a good guess. PS Portal is great. Oh, PS Portal is fantastic. Well, y'all already saw my videos. I became a believer. I'm Team Portal, bro. And I'm telling you, this is coming from a guy. Hold on. This is coming from a guy, me, who's not a big handheld gamer. Period, across the board. I'll be the first one to tell you I didn't really play my the original PlayStation PSP, PlayStation Portable. Yeah, I played like 5 or 6 games, and it's primarily because two of them was Metal Gear, and the other two was Siphon Filter, and then I played like one more game on there. Like that's it. So I really didn't do much on that. Vita didn't even get it at all. In fact, that's how I met Blaze because I started talking trash about the Vita, and Blaze came on with the clapback, and then and ever since then, me and Blaze we've been cool. So the Vita, I own multiple handhelds from Nintendo, right? Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, DS. I didn't own a 3DS. Um, I had that, and then little side handhelds and stuff like that, right? I think when I was younger, I enjoyed handheld, but that's because I was younger. But as I got older, it just wasn't a thing for me. Didn't care about that. So I'm not a handheld dude. But man, that Portal though, it's just something about it. Portal's definitely a handheld, but it's something about it that, the screen. Oh look, just to let you know, I bought me a little case. Gotta protect my Portal. Gotta protect. Like, I'm all in on this. It's just something about the fact, what's crazy? When Portal came out as white, I wasn't interested, but something about the Midnight Black too. But I got me a little case, you know. Got the case. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this sucker. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh man, look, man. When side tie also comes with these little protective. You know what I'm saying? Got a protective screen. Oh yeah, I got the protective screen. Also has these protective shells. Look at that. Tell me that it's not nice. Because over time when you're gonna play, your fingers are gonna wear out. You're gonna rub on it. Nuh-uh, not now. I got a protective coating on it. Oh yeah, look at that. Went all out. Got a nice case where even here, got a little secret compartment. Let me show. Let me move this goddamn mic out the way. Got the secret compartment, right? And in here, got cleaning wipes. Thumbstick that comes with these little thumbstick covers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, if y'all want to know where I got this, I got it on Amazon. I'll post it in Twitter. This is not a promotion. I know I have to make that. I'm not, and I didn't get a $20 gift card from these guys. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. See? TruckNet. TruckNet knows what I'm talking about. Well, no, wait a minute. Yeah, it wasn't with these guys. Was it with these guys? No, it wasn't with these guys. Where is mine? What did I get? Oh, it's the air blower thing. Okay, that's what it was. But TruckNet knows what I'm talking about. I didn't get the $20 Amazon thing here. This is but this is it's a good material. For the for you people that enjoy ASMR. Yeah, I find that annoying. I want to slap somebody. I remember I accidentally hit a YouTube video, and that person instantly started doing. I'm like, like cut that shit. I don't know. I guess some people love that stuff. I guess is that soothing for you guys listening to the. Like y'all like is that a thing? Like I don't and they get views. It breaks my heart that a person takes a product and does this. 250,000 views. And I'm out here fighting for my life. Providing you with information and facts. And somebody just comes out of the blue, grabs a product, and just does this. 300,000 views. Oh my God. Oh my God. So disheartening. So disheartening. I mean, I'm not hating, but my God, what am I doing? Okay, you know what? Let me do that for you guys. Let me do that for you guys. I'll put it in the chat since it's in there. Let me hook you up. I will get that for you right now. Give me a second. Hold up. I have to log in. No. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Give you one moment, and I will get that for you. I'll do it this way. Let's see. I'll do it this way. I got you. I got you, guys. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. Gotcha. Let me view my orders. And it is what? Let me let's see. Okay. Boom, got it. Here you go. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now for you guys. And I'll pin it. Oh no. Shit, too many words. That's interesting. Character limit. Let me see if I could do something else. No, that didn't work. How can I? You know what? How about if I put it in the description box? Would that work? I think I can edit the description box. Yeah. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in the description box. Link to PlayStation Portal carrying case. There you go. So now you guys tell me if that worked. You let me know if that worked. It's like $25 too. All right. PuertoRock, how you liking the Pro? Loving it, man. Oh! Speaking of that, it also comes... Let me show y'all. The case also comes... with this. Right? It also came with this, right? And what this is you hook this on the plate of your PS5 Pro. So let's say your PS5 Pro standing there and you just hand it out. Now, no, this side goes this way. I'm sorry, it goes this way. So you hang it on your Pro. So let's say my hand is like one of the plates of the Pro. You hang it on the Pro, right? So now it's hanging this way. You set your you set your Portal right there. So you can hang your Portal onto your PS5. Right? Let me see. Let me show you here. It's dope. I'm telling you, this thing is dope. This case is dope. So like, you see, that's how like it hangs. You see. So imagine my hand. So imagine my hand is the PS5, right? And it's connected, and you just boom, and it sits right there. Right? And it has like a thing so you could slide in your USB cable. So you could charge it while it's hanging. And that's it. And it sits right there. Okay? So you picture your PS5 here and it's just laying right there. So you have your PS5 and your Portal. Ooh. Ooh, that was bad. Protective cover. I'm doing too much online. I'm telling you, and it comes with that. That's the Portal. You know what I'm saying? PuertoRock the mayor. Yo, it's dope. This thing is dope. It's dope. I mean, I'm like, yeah, this thing is dope, man. You know, shout out to my wife. You know, shout out to the missus. This is PuertoRock. As you can see, it's childproof. Absolutely, I tested the proof. See, provided you the test. I do this for you guys. That cover came in the clutch. Go do that review. Oh man, oh, that was a live test. All right, it was a live test. All right. But so here's the thing, right? Of course, everything goes up, right? So we got 1 month subscriptions. Again, the chat, it's $10. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. You would think, right? I would know the price of PSN Plus, right? Like PuertoRock, you're only friends with YouTube Streets. You don't even know how much this shit costs. Listen, I haven't paid for PS Plus since like 2018, and my thing is good to like 2032 or some shit like that. I got like another 7 years of PSN Plus. Now let me explain. Most of you, some of you, many of you already know how I pulled that off, and it wasn't like I hit it. I was putting it out in the chat, you know, I mean, in DMs and Twitter, right? So everybody knows PlayStation stacks, you know, the service stacks. So what I did was, when PlayStation had, you know, PlayStation Plus for like $30 on CD keys, sometimes $25, sometimes $21, I will buy like 4 or 5 of those. 4 or 5 of those suckers. In one shot. Bow. Key after key after key. And then I just redeemed them. Right? 2018 was the last time I bought a group of keys. And it was like $24. I bought like 4 of them. And that put me out into like 2030 or 2032. And this is 2018. I'm seriously, I'm not lying. I'm good to like 2030 something. I think it's 2030. To be honest, I think it's 2030. You know? Now, when you think about it, right? Some people say, well, damn, let's say if I bought it at $25 a piece and I bought 5 of them a pop, right? So that's like $125, right? And like, oh, you're paying $125 online, but listen, it's like 5 years, right? But here's the thing, I bought it years ago. Like I said, the last time I paid for it was 2018. I was doing that all throughout 2014, 2015, you know. Look how much PS Plus, you know, went up, and inflation, all that stuff. So really, I have PS Plus for less than $30, right? And think about it. The value of the dollar in 2014, 2015, 2016 is not the same as it is today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the crazy part is I don't really play multiplayer like that, so I don't really need it anymore. All I'm doing is really getting the free games, but there's only certain free games that I actually play. So I don't think I'm gonna renew my subscription. I don't know. In 2030. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if I see deals again. But now a deal's like what, $50? Like a discount PS Plus is like $50 now? But that somebody, who was it? I just read it. Somebody got 3 years for $100. Oh yeah, Joe Kane. That's not bad because that's $33. But you bought it in one shot, but that's $33. So I would do that. Like $30 is what I would pay for online. Instagram, that's true. That's why I changed the game too. Like some of the most popular games is free to play. But 3 years for 99, that's a great deal. Especially now, if you bought it recently, that's not bad. Joe Kane, glad your wife knows better than you. That's the that's the beauty of someone that knows, you know. She even says all the time, I know you know better than you know yourself. And that is absolutely true. My wife knows me better, much better than me. She calls me out when I'm on bullshit. I say something, she's like, stop it, you're not doing that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. The brain says, my wife wouldn't buy me gaming nothing, even if my life depended on it. Now, to be fair, I had to, how would you say, I don't want to say train her because that sounds demeaning, but I had to provide her mentorship in my love for gaming. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a better word. Mentor. I mentored her. I provided her mentorship to appreciate that I'm a gamer, right? Because this was like when we first moved in. I had my PlayStation 2 because we moved in together like in 2003, and I'm playing video games a lot. A lot, whatever. And, the initial stages of boyfriend girlfriend living together. She's like, you play games all the time. I'll be like, listen, this is what we could do, right? I gotta have a hobby. So you could just let me enjoy my games. Obviously, we still going out. We still go clubbing, me and her. But when it's just me doing something, right? I could either be playing games and you see me in the living room playing games, or I could just hang out with the boys and we do boy stuff. Go to the strip club. Who knows? You tell me what you want. Next day, she bought me like 5 games for the PS2. She was all about it. Oh, she was all about it, boy. She's like, wait, hold up. He's right. I'm home. She knows where I'm at. He's like, or I could just hang out with the crew. Want me to hang out with the crew every weekend? Let me know. Boy, she went to GameStop so fast. Boy, she started studying up on what I like. Oh, man. You know what? You know what? Let me give this advice. All right? Let me give this advice. My wife has no issues with the amount of games I play. Has no issues with even me doing this podcast. Because technically speaking, even though this is not directly gaming, right? Um, where we at? Hold on. Let me do this. Oh my goodness. Even though this is not directly gaming, right? It is still part of the gaming culture, right? So it's like I'm playing games and then I do a podcast. Okay, right? But the key why she doesn't have an issue with it is because we still do a lot of things. Unless I'm actually sick. I do not make up any reason not to have fun with my wife. Even if I'm dead tired, I don't use fatigue as a reason to not spend time with my wife, hang out with my wife, go do something. I could be fatigued. I could just be like, oh my God, I just want to go to bed. Mm-mm. Okay. The only time that, like, oh, can't really hang out is if I'm sick. That's it. And that's rare, right? Except migraines. I do suffer from migraines. But my wife knows that already. But any opportunity to do something with my wife, I'm doing it. Any opportunity. There's even times like, um, canceling a podcast few times, rarely, but that's the main thing, right? And that's the key I want to tell everybody. Make sure you put in the dedication for your partner every time. Put in the dedication for your partner, right? And just do whatever. It's whatever you guys find fun. Hiking, amusement parks, movies, dinners, drinks at a lounge, brunch, you know, concerts, fairs, wine fest, whatever, whatever it is, right? Everybody's fun times and hobbies is different, but just do it. Include them. Me and my wife, some of our hobbies, like one of our most hobbies we love is amusement parks. Me and my wife, we love thrill rides. We love thrill rides. The rides that people be like, oh, hell nah. Oh, my God. Me and my wife, we're the first ones there all the time. Me and my wife love roller coasters. We're going to ride that until a doctor one day tells us that our hearts can't take it no more. And we might challenge that diagnosis. We might be like, you know what? Challenge accepted. You you going to the new Epic Universal? I'm moving to Florida. Why? I might have season passes for that. Do you get on the slingshot? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, absolutely. We got. I don't know if you're familiar with some of the rides. The King the Car is out in Jersey. Well, they got rid of it, but we did that. Um, Magic Mountain here in California, which is another Six Flags. There's X2. There's like we do. Knott's Berry Farm has Ghost Rider. Like we do it all. Like it's just nonstop. We love that, right? So that's one of our biggest hobbies. It's just amusement park. We absolutely we're trying. I don't know. Is anybody here from Ohio? Any of you Ohio area, Cedar Point? That's one of our bucket lists. We will go to Cedar Point. That's a thing. I don't know if anybody familiar with you. You could Google it, Cedar Point. Um, but yeah, we're waiting for that one. We will definitely go to that one. Man, I'm just rambling. I hope you enjoy. I hope you guys don't get upset with me going off topic. But Cedar Point, yeah. This is it. This is in Ohio. Let me put this up on the screen for y'all. Oh my god, we went from talking PlayStation to this. Oh lord, I'm a mess. Let me put this on the screen. Right here. Look at that. Look at that sucker. Look at that. I don't know what that is, but I'm ready. This thing, I mean, this ride looks broken. It doesn't even look like it's complete. Like what is happening here? Like, oh, I see what it's saying. It disconnects, and then this part right here connects to here. So it's on a hinge right now. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god. Let me click on rides and experience. Let's see all the rides. Thrill level, aggressive and high. That's it. Moderate, nah. Moderate's for pussies. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cursing. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Let's see. Blue streak. Breakwater Bay. That don't look scary. Like, what are we talking about here? All right. You know what? I'm not liking the moderate. I'm not liking the high. I need aggressive. There we go. Yeah. This is what we're doing. We're going straight aggressive. There we go. There we go. The gatekeeper. Oh yeah, I love the name. I already love the name. I love it. The gatekeeper. 170 feet. Oh, there's a video. We're doing this. We're doing this. Oh yeah. That's right, Chad. We're doing this right now. Hop on the ride. Let's go. What are we doing here? Y'all thought we were gonna talk about games? Oh no. This is my passion right here. Oh my god. Keep going higher. Don't stop. We gotta touch the clouds on this one. Touch the damn clouds. Keep going. Oh, I love it. This is. Oh, I cannot wait to go to Cedar Point. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, I can. Oh yes. It's on. This is me right here. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is beautiful. This is cinema. This is absolute cinema. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is me. Look at that. And it keeps going. Oh, this is a nice lengthy. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, and he keeps going. This is like half the park. Beautiful. All day. Oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. That's a work. That's absolute cinema. That is absolute cinema. Oh, they got jet skis. My wife's gonna like that. Oh, let me tell you the story of this. I gotta tell you. I got a story time. So let me show you something. So you see, there's one like this in here in California. These little tubes, right? So you climb at the top here and then you just slide, but the tube is closed, right? So you got to see my face. Let me tell you a story about this. Story time. So you saw how the tube is, right? It's sealed and all the water's in there. So the one in California is duo, right? So they have two slots. So my wife went in one, I went in one, and it was black. So the tubes were black, so you couldn't see. It was dark. So we got in, we slide out, right? I came out first, right? So I came out, and then you end up on the water, and it's like, all right, came out first. My wife came out after, and she just said, "Blah!" Like spat water out her mouth everywhere. Like not even like a little bit of cup. It felt like it was a gallon. Like it was so much water. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What happened? She's like, I almost drowned in there. She said her tube, for whatever reason, filled up with water. Because the way it is, it's supposed to be enough water. Like you're sliding, and it's like, all right, body deep. She said she was sliding, and she had to hold her breath because the water was above her face. She said the thing was so full of water, she was submerged in it. And like the last part, she had to breathe, but she said she just sucked up a bunch of water right before she spat out. And she, before she got out the tube, and that's when she was able to push it out. She said if she would have been there like another 10 seconds, she probably would have drowned. I was like, I don't know why I laughed. I was like, yo, like literally, like the water was in her lungs, and she just like threw up all of it. And I'm like, yo, what happened? She said she was in the tube submerged in water, like I went through, right? You know, and it was just fast and stuff like that, right? But I wasn't submerged in water. Like you're not supposed to be submerged. It's supposed to just lubricate and get you through. She said the water, she was in the water, and she couldn't get out. I was like, what? And I don't know why I'm laughing. But yo, she said, she came out and she said, blah! That thing just went everywhere. And I'm like, yo, what happened? She's like, I almost dropped in there. She's all pissed off. And she's like, I need a cigarette. Yo, I was like, man, it was crazy. That was crazy, bro. Oh, that was wild. I was like, yo, this is wild. Oh, man. Oh, but look at all these rides. Oh, my God. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm doing it. Cedar Point. So, Mr. Amusement Park gets packed nowadays. Go get the skip the line pack. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Right. Listen, that's you. That's the only way to truly enjoy it. All right, because some of these rides you could be online for 2 hours. You could be online for 2, 3 hours. So every time we plan to go to amusement park, we get the express pass, fast pass, whatever they call it, and we get the highest tier. Sometimes they're like $300 per person, right? To get the skip the line and just go straight on the board. But I am telling you, it is so worth it. Like if you're gonna go to amusement park and you're gonna plan it out in a future date, save up the money, go online, research how much does the fast pass cost. Trust me, you want the fast pass because it will instantly give you the great experience because you'll have instant satisfaction. Especially if you have a ride that you enjoy, you could just get on the ride. Then when you get off, go back, skip the line, get on, and you could just enjoy it back to back. But I'm telling you, it's like waiting frustrates. It's very frustrating. Like waiting 2 hours for a ride, it kills the momentum of the park. It really kills the momentum of the park. You go on one ride, and then you gotta wait 2 hours for the next ride. Then you gotta wait another 2 hours for the next ride. By the time you realize you spent the whole day and you only done 5 rides and stuff. Ever done bungee jumping? Now that's different. Listen, there's levels to this. You know, I was always afraid, of like the cord being too long and blow, you hit the thing. So, that's I don't know. That's a little bit more daring. Like the ride is because I like the speed and the climb and the thrill. Bungee jumping is like, let me jump off this tower and hopefully the rope don't snap. That don't sound too fun. That doesn't sound too fun. That's like, let me jump and hopefully this rope don't snap. I don't know. Skydiving is the rush. You know, that's actually something me and my wife want to do. Also, believe it or not. I know it's kind of weird. I won't bungee jump, but we'll skydive. All right, listen, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I listen. I don't get the logic either. I get it. I get it. You know. Have you ever been in an amusement park in Europe where you were stationed? Yes, Europa Park. Notice how I gave you the name right off the bat. I think it's like the second largest. It's the largest theme park in Europe. Emmanuel was like, "That's the logic." Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Emmanuel says more trust in the parachute. Maybe I think I have more trust in the parachute than the bungee cord. I don't know. But yes, Europa Park. Oh, we go there all the time. We went there all the time. Once I did the Googled it and I learned that the largest theme park in Europe was in Germany. It was about a 2 hour drive. Now here's the crazy part. Going to Europa Park was the reason why I drove on the autobahn because it's on the way there, and once you leave the city limits, there's no speed limit on the autobahn. I drove. I shipped. I have a Nissan Maxima, and I shipped it over there to Europe. Got it shipped. Government paid for it, whatever. So I drove down. You know, I'll be honest. It was the first time I ever drove 135 miles an hour in the street. Boy, my hands was sweating, bro. Listen, you race car drivers, I give you props. That shit is scary. Yo, 135 miles an hour, I couldn't even feel the floor. I can't imagine driving 200 miles an hour. I can't imagine that level of speed. 135. And here's the crazy part. I'm on the left lane, right? And I'm doing 135. And I'm looking in the real mirror, and I see it was a Porsche that was behind me. 1 second, it's like a little dot. I look down. Next second, it's almost like right behind me. I had to leave. That dude was pushing 200. Easy. Not about that life. So I just went back to the middle lane, and that dude said, boom! Exploded past me. Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and Mercedes Benz, like sports editions, just wailing on that left lane. Like on average, they push 160 on that lane. Easy. I got that out of my system, right? And every time I went on the Autobahn, I was doing more like around 110 miles, which is a lot still, because you can't do that in the United States. There's no place you can legally drive 110 in the US. Not even close. So 110 is fast, but it felt normal with the speed of traffic, with the flow of traffic. 110, 100 miles per hour was kind of the flow of everybody else. But the left lanes, oh, they pushing 160, 170, 180, easy. Faster cars are built different. They feel even more grounded. I would imagine. My car didn't. I felt like I was floating. Listen, when I was driving 135, it was maybe for 2, 3 minutes. 2, 3, that's it. I didn't sustain it for like 10 minutes. I did for 2, 3 minutes. And it felt like my vision was just like closing in. My hands were sweaty and I couldn't feel the ground. It was a Maxima. Hey, I said Maxima, not Ultima. All right, let's don't change the story. Very well. I said Maxima, so it is a it's a performance coupe. My man said Ultima. The disrespect. All right, not that anything wrong with an Ultima, because I did have an Ultima. All right, and then I upgraded to the Maxima, but it is a Maxima. All right, SV. Okay, at the time it's a 2014 Maxima. Um, but man, my man, so you might as well say the Sentra if you're gonna make jokes about it. You might as well downgrade it all the way down. But on the real, it's just I couldn't feel the ground, and I'm thinking if I hit a pebble, if I hit a pebble, brr, it's over. That's how it felt like. I'm thinking. I said to myself, if I hit even a stone incorrectly, it's over. We're not gonna survive this. So I said, yeah. And I saw between that and the Porsche, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in the middle lanes, and and even 110 is fast, but it just feels no, it's okay, But 135, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, Europa Park, loved it. Oh my god, we went there at least 3 times a year. We will go there at least 3 times a year. We will go there all the time. Let me do this. Let me make sure I don't have any super. Is there any super chats? Craig, the tech guy. Cedar Point is for coaster folks. Going this summer. Also Nintendo. Then told folks to get ready for the cheek busting. Oh my God, Craig. Thank you for the super chat. Just Craig. Yo, how you start off the super chat talking about the rides, but you had to throw in cheek busting. My man has to throw that in. Completely different topic. My man bought in the cheek busting, right? Oh snap, Craig. All right, here's what I think. So got these prices right. 3 month subscription, $20 in America. All right, Indonesia. Here's my question to you guys: is this the prelude before our price hikes in America? Right, because this is all overseas, right? This is all overseas and stuff like that. So is it overseas catching up to what we're paying in a way, or is this step one and then 6 months later the rest of us get the price hikes? What do you guys think? Montana has no speed limit legally. Mass produce. Montana has no speed limit, like legally, or you guys just don't give a damn? That's interesting. But do you all right? Two questions at the same time. Question for mass produce by Montana, but the rest of the crew. Is this like the prelude? Like, all right, they raised the prices overseas. So now what? We're in April, so May, June, July. This happens in June. Okay, so June they're doing this. So in December or November, are we gonna get a price hike? Now I'm good because I told you guys I'm good to like 2030. But for the people who are still doing the annual thing, is a price hike? Is a price hike coming? Man says I took a Hyundai Sonata to 120 and I thought it was going to take flight. A Hyundai Sonata at 120 is diabolical. That is diabolical. I'm surprised the actual speedometer has 120 on it. You're talking miles per hour or kilometers? That is diabolical. Driving a Sonata at 120 miles. No idea. I paid $160 for the annual PS Plus. I'm assuming what? The premium? You got PS Plus premium? Leech? Oh, the brain says I'm never doing that in my Jaguar. Oh, my man's in a Jaguar. Oh, snap. My man's part of the elite. Man, you and J Dub, bro. Yo, how I end up with like the richest podcast members up in here? Got, you know what I'm saying? I got podcast members driving Jaguars and Ferraris. Like how did I end up with that? I got the creme de la creme. I got ballers on the panel. I got ballers and cheek busters. Got it from the mud, like you. My Scion goes to 120, but I'm afraid to tell. I don't know, man. Be careful, man. I don't know if the Scions are designed for that. I drive the MA. Ooh, you got an MA. Good for you. That's nice. BMWs. Ooh, sweet, sweet. Beamers are sweet. Absolutely, that is sweet. The 1% podcast for real. Oh, man, I got my motorcycle. Listen, man, be careful with that motorcycle, man. Be careful. Just be careful, please. Y'all motorcycle drivers be wilding out. Scott Free says I used to hit 100 plus on my Gixxer 600. That's your motorcycle, right? The Gixxer on the 110 freeway in LA on the way to work at 4:30 in the morning. 100 plus. Lord. Damn, I'm slumming it with Jeep Country. You seen the new Jeep Grand Cherokee? Those things are sweet though. My sister-in-law's fiance, he has a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a new one. That car is sweet. I was like, whoa. I've been riding motorcycles for years now. When it's good, it's great, but it's no joke when it goes by. Yeah, man, you gotta be careful. Mitsubishi Galant. All right. So I don't know. Hopefully this is not the prelude to a new price hike. Whew, that's gonna be something. All right, what's the next topic? PlayStation survey. All right, so let's talk about that. PlayStation survey. All right. Has anyone seen that survey? There's talk about Sony sending out a survey asking about the Switch 2. So here's my first question. Number one, what the hell they want us to answer? We ain't got the Switch. So anybody got that survey? Or was that BS? Is that fake news? Because I didn't get no survey. Did anyone here see a survey? I think that was BS. I don't think it's like, who did Sony send the survey to? I don't know anybody. Because I asked if anybody got a survey. Like they send it on email or something. Like, and what questions are they asking? Like, what do they want to know from us? What's our reaction to the price? I guess. What's reaction to the price of games? Because all we could do, if there was a survey, the only questions anyone can answer is just a reaction. Only EA has sent me a playtest survey. Okay. I think that was a fake thing. Because I don't know anybody that has done this survey. I think it's fake news because, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a PlayStation survey, yet nobody is actually filling out the survey. You guys get that? Playtest surveys too? I don't get that. I think EA does is done with me. Don't send me shit. Have you seen Dark Doc's latest video? Not yet. Is it the Nintendo stand on business? Hmm. He says PS is dying. Oh my god. it's just you gotta love the guy, man. You gotta love him, man. He knows how to hit them nerves, man. Yeah, just shout out to Doc. Oh my god. Brian said, damn, the brain said, with these price hikes, I think the PS5 Pro will be the last console I buy. Was it the one with getting an Xbox? Oh man. Oh boy. Oh lord. Um, Nintendo's Plan B. Right. So PlayStation survey. Okay, we scratched out off the list. Nintendo's Plan B. Let me. Y'all probably thinking, what's that about? So I saw this article and it spawned. It spurred. Like, you know what? It did. It did. Bring up a point. Hold on. Let me see if I could find it. Hmm. This is a Bloomberg article, right? And the Bloomberg article was about Nintendo doesn't have a plan B. Hopefully, it doesn't like. Okay, here we go. Boom. Let me put this up on the screen for y'all, and I'll read it to y'all. Interesting article, right? Here we go. So it says right here, if the Switch 2 stumbles, Nintendo has no plan B. The Japanese gaming giant finally revealed its latest console. The stakes had never been higher to end the boom bust cycle that's plagued the company for years. This is from Gearoid Rady and Taylor Tyson for Bloomberg Opinion. So it's an opinion article. Updated April 3rd. Nintendo Nintendo Company Switch 2, which will go on sale June 5th, is the first major hardware release in more than 8 years for the company that became synonymous with video games, and the fate of Nintendo as a whole could rest on the device being a hit. With more than 150 million units sold since its launch in 2017, the first Switch is set to go down as Nintendo's best selling device ever. The hybrid machine, which can be played on TV, at home, or as a portable handset, has generated some 100 billion in sales and propelled Nintendo shares to record highs. The Switch was so successful partly because it replaced two existing devices, the Wii line of home consoles and the DS line of handhelds. But that merge also created a concentration risk because if the Switch 2 falters, there's no other console to fall back on. And now the maker of the Mario series must do what it has rarely done before, follow one hit console with another. Right here shows Nintendo's cycle of hits and misses. This is the what's his first console? Yearly net consolidated sales, right? And then the follow-up console. So this one was okay. So this is the 2003 uh, DS to 3DS. Okay, so this is DS right here. So this is DS. In 2004, 5.3 million sales. So you saw a peak in 2008, 31 million sales in 2008. Wow, that's incredible. And then it started going down. And then the DS is the follow-up console, 3.6 million. It just never took off as much as the DS. Okay. And then the Wii to Wii U. The Wii, right here in 2005. It didn't launch in 2005, but it launched in 2006. 5.8 million. That was November to December, which is incredible. 18 million 2007. 26 million console sales in 2008. Another 20 million, 15 million, and then obviously it goes down. And this is the point where, 2012, the Wii U launch, and it did abysmal. It did abysmal, as you can see. This thing was abysmal. Wii U was abysmal, right? Now the Switch lowered. Look at that. Look at the Switch. 28 million consoles in 2021, 23. And now 2024 ended up 15 million. So, there's little room to get this wrong. To a degree, that is uncommon among its rivals. Nintendo is hugely dependent on the success of this one device. Sony Group, maker of PlayStation, is a diversified conglomerate that manufactures semiconductors, offers insurance. Oh, okay, I see where it's coming. I see where it's coming from. I see what the article's talking about. Microsoft Core Xbox hardware is a little more than a rounding error. Okay, so they're talking about as a company overall, just period, right? Okay, I see what it's talking about, right? So I was thinking it was talking about in the realms of just gaming, but yes, Nintendo is actually a pure gaming company. I mean, granted, they have other business ventures, but their primary thing is gaming. While Sony, PlayStation is a huge portion of Sony, but Sony also has big divisions like, TVs and movies and music. All right, I get that, but I'm not really talking about the company overall. I'm just talking about gaming. Um, I think we can all admit Nintendo. The initial swag is less than impressive, right? The 450 price point as of now, okay. I mean, compared to what it's capable of, which we really don't see, I think 450 as a price point might be all right. Maybe it depends, right? Because here's the hard part: majority of the people that bought the Switch bought it at $300 and 200. Those were the two biggest selling schools, the 3 and the 200. And the 200 at a $300 was the overall seller, but the 200 Switch Lite that sold a lot. A lot of people just bought that, and it's $200. So for some people, it's like doubling the price. Going from 200 to 400. But I would imagine the Switch Lite owners probably will wait to see if Nintendo does Switch 2 Lite, which I think they will. I would imagine Nintendo would launch a Switch 2 Lite for 350 or 300. I could see them eventually doing that in 2 years. Right? So I don't know how the Switch customer is going to react paying 450 for a Nintendo product. Right? I just don't know. We're about to find out. But I think the big thing is the games, right? $80 games. I think we now switch. I mean, Zelda Breath of the Wild, to get the complete one, right? The Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild, which is the base game plus the upgrade plus the expansion pack, is $90 for a game that came out in 2017, all because of a Switch 2 upgrade pack. And it doesn't include the expansion. So it's not like the expansion is part of the Breath of the Wild. No, it's just the base game, but you have to buy the expansion pack separately and the upgrade pack separately. Or if you buy the Switch 2 Breath of the Wild, it's $80 for the base game and the upgrade. If you want the expansion, you have to pay $10. So $90. PuertoRock question: what's up? That's wild. So I think that's like the thing about Nintendo, right? So all these really expensive, like it's like for Nintendo, that's a lot of money they're asking for in terms of the stuff. And then on top of that, come to find out, the Switch 2 controllers, the actual triggers, they're not analog. Let me show you that. There's just a lot of little things that's like, yo, for somebody that's asking for a lot of money, you're not really adding just stuff. Hold on. Let me yeah, look at this. Check this out. Maybe get out of here. And I put this up there. This is insane right here. Let me put this up here for you guys. Right here. Nintendo explains why Switch 2 controllers don't have analog triggers. The triggers aren't analog. They're just straight digital buttons. So why even make it a trigger? No achievement trophy support. You don't got that. Now the new controllers aren't analog. So it's a fully digital control. Other than the sticks, everything is digital. The buttons, the D-pad, the shoulder buttons, and the triggers. It's all fully digital. So there is no that analog feel. So how's that going to work for racers when it's fully digital? I mean, it's just bugged out. The game chat is locked behind a paywall. So to press that C button, so that C button that you see on the screen, you got to pay to use that button. That button right there, yeah, that's not free. Yo, the charge button. Oh shit. Oh man. Yo, that's crazy. And I don't know who is actually liking this announcement. Like this is crazy. It's crazy, man. You know? So like I'm guessing Nintendo's gonna be fine. You know, something tells me they'll be fine, right? I don't see this flopping. I don't. I really don't see this flopping. I think there's enough of the audience that'll be more than willing to pay 450, and more than willing to pay $80 for Nintendo first party games. Right? Now, do I think it's gonna be as successful as a Switch? I don't think it's gonna blow, over the next 5, 6, 7 years, going to do what the Switch One did. I don't think it's going to do that, right? But I think in its own right, it's going to be very successful, right? But if it isn't, if it doesn't attract enough of the user base, what happens to Nintendo? Would they be fine? Did they make enough money? Did Nintendo make enough money with the Switch, and are they that successful to where they can withstand a bad gen? Can they withstand a bad gen and then get it right with their next gen? That's the question. You know? Or is there potential that the generation, if it ends up bad, the monetary loss of a bad gen, like, are we at the point, and I guess this is a good question for even for PlayStation, right? Can any gaming company survive an entire bad gen? With the profit expectations and stuff like that, is it at the point where if a platform holder has a bad gen, then the only thing left for them to do is to go full third party? They got nothing else to go to. They got no. It's either that or die off, right? It's gonna be interesting. And I will say this: I don't think every game is not gonna be $80 on Nintendo, right? I think they're gonna target the most successful, highest selling games that people just keep buying. The ones that stay $60 for like 3, 4 years. So you're talking the mainline Zelda, right? The mainline Super Mario games, right? You had Super Mario Galaxy or whatever, right? The mainline ones, like the main titles, right? Pokemon. I could imagine Pokemon being $80, right? What's that other game? Animal Farm? Is that what it's called? Is it Animal Farm? What's that game that blew up out of the blue? Mario Odyssey, yeah, Mario Odyssey. So right, so whatever the new Mario type is. But what's that animal game? Animal Crossing. There you go. Animal Crossing. That might be $80. Because that was a huge, super huge hit. Thank you, Chad. That was a super huge hit. That could be $80. I don't think the $80 price tag actually has to deal with the technology and the graphics, because Nintendo's not boosting up technology like that. They're not going into voice acting, mocap. They're not. They're not pushing ray tracing. They're not pushing the stuff that makes gaming expensive. They're not pushing the $200-300 million budget. They're just not, right. I think they're going after what are the most sought after games that people go after. Those are the ones that's going to $80. So the biggest titles that sells 30 million, 40 million. I think you could just look at the list, right? I think we could just look at the list. Let me see. Let me go do a real research. Let's see. Highest selling Switch games. We could just look at the highest selling Switch games. I'll put it that right there. And I'm going to use the Nintendo's own website. Right, we'll go use Nintendo's. Okay, so here we go. All right, yeah. So let's go. Okay, here we go. Let me go share my screen. So look at this. A Nintendo Switch, Mario Kart 8, 67 million. And as you can see, Mario Kart World is $80. Animal Crossing, 47 million. Yeah, I could see that being $80. Super Smash Brothers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is it. Is anyone in denial that a brand new Super Smash Brothers is not going to be $80? Then the brand new Super Smash Brothers is most definitely going to be $80. That's not even cap. The Switch 2 Super Smash Bros. $80 guaranteed. 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 So let's not even cap on that one. Zelda Breath of the Wild. Well, hell, the Switch 2 remake is $80. It is. And that game came out in 2017. It's $80, right? $60 for the base game and a $20 upgrade. It's $80. And that's Breath of the Wild, which came out 8 years ago. So you're telling me the next mainline Zelda, fart of the ass, whatever they want to call it, that's $80. That's Zelda, yeah. You know, the next mainline Super Mario, that's gonna be $80. Pokemon, oh yeah, $80. Zelda, $80. Super Mario Party, maybe. That could be questionable. That I think that's gonna be 70. Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, that might be 70. Maybe. These two, maybe. I could see, we'll see. I don't know. I think these two follow-on titles, their pricing is gonna be dependent on their attempts of $80 pricing on these products. If these products ain't pushing these numbers, or they're dramatically less, I think that's where Nintendo will consistently push more for 70 and 60. Or else I don't think they're gonna push for 60 unless it's like, I think 70 is gonna be the norm. But those 80s is definitely those big titles. Those big titles are 80. Absolutely. Big titles are 80. I just can't see any other scenario where it's not. Let me see something. Let me see if we got something. Did somebody ask a question? I think somebody wanted to ask a question. Sorry if I skipped it or missed it. One of you's asked if you're gonna ask a question. If you could just repost it. Sorry if I missed it. Let's see. Have y'all seen this? Let me show you something. This right here, I don't know, man. Like sometimes this, no, man. I'm not. Like this apparently it's an actual game, and it finally got pulled out of the Steam store. Like what? Like this game, I didn't even know this game actually exists. Like it's literally a game simulating that word right there. It was on Steam, and you can see like this is like that's a bit disturbing, right? That is disturbing, right? And I'm gonna say this. I know I seen some of the conversations, I seen some of the arguments like, oh, but your games, you kill people, you shoot guns, um, you know, um, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, right? And I seen that argument, right? And they're trying to argue is who gets to determine what type of violence gets that, right? Here's the thing, right? This is a simulation, right? So you're trying to simulate being this person that would do this, right? You're trying to simulate this like depraved behavior. This is depravity to the max, right? And you're trying to relate. That's what simulations does, right? When you have a game simulation like, you know, flight simulator, train simulator, garbage simulator, lawnmower simulator, you're trying to replicate that act. And some games are weird. Like I seen that lawnmower simulator. I'm like, people want to mow lawns. I'm like, hell, listen, let me tell you something. You ain't got to buy a lawnmower simulator. You ain't got to pay for that. You could do it for free. I will give you my address. I'll provide the lawnmower, and you can mow lawn to your heart's content. Hit me up. Let me just but that's really what these simulators do. Garbage truck simulators, tractor trailer simulators, semi delivery simulators, like all these simulators is so that way you can replicate that act and be in tune with that act. Even PC building simulator, you're trying to replicate that act, be part of that act, right? Police simulator, stuff like that. But this you're trying to replicate being depraved. Like, one, the developer that created this got issues, and then two, the people that bought this. Yo, wild. When I saw that, I'm like, yo, wild, absolutely wild, crazy, crazy. All right, let me help you out here. Let me do this. Right, this is gonna be a good one, right? Oh, we're gonna like this. We're gonna like this. We're gonna like this. Well, we got some stuff here. What we're doing here? Look what we're doing. Oh yeah, check this out. It's officially announced. Indiana Jones and Great Circle comes to PS5 on April 17th, and hence for PS5 Pro. Ooh. Ooh. Microsoft all about that Pro. They all about that Pro. Yo, shall we figure out? Let's figure out. Let's see what they did. Let's see what they does it. Says Indiana Jones and the Great Circle comes to PS5 on April 17th with PS5 Pro enhancement. And the beauty part is that's like the big thing. Hold on, let me fix the screen up. I gotta fix my screen up. Y'all not getting the full view. It's like a little bit. All right, there we go. That better? Now you get to see the whole thing. Okay, there we go. There we go. Boom. Fixed it for y'all. Okay. All right. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle comes to PS5 on April 17th with PS5 Pro enhancements. Right? I'm loving the fact that all the new games are mentioning PS5 Pro enhancements. See how Machine Games is showcasing core PS5 features. Says Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is coming to PlayStation 5 consoles next week. Set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a first-person single-player adventure that will take you all over the world, uncovering clues and solving an ancient mystery. Your journey will take you from the hallowed halls of the Vatican and the arid deserts of Egypt to the lush and sunken temples of Sukhothai and the frigid peaks of the Himalayas. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle set to launch on PS5 April 17th or up to 2 days early if you pre-order the premium edition, showcasing advanced features that leverages the console capabilities. This is a statement from Bethesda. We're so excited to bring Indiana Jones and the Great Circle to PlayStation players, says production director John Jennings. Each platform introduces something unique to experience, and we worked hard to ensure our use of the PlayStation 5 suite of features directly benefit you and the game. We look forward to hearing your indie stories. DualSense controller features. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle throws you right into the action with the DualSense controllers, emerging enhancing features, including haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Whether you're in combat, traversing through your environment with the help of your whip, or using tools like your camera and lighter, you'll feel every action in the palm of your hands. Additionally, the light bar is connected to the game's actions to give you visual feedback about Indy's current status. For example, when you enter combat, the LED light around the touchpad will turn yellow or pulse yellow if NPCs are searching for you. If your health gets low, the light will pulse red until you heal up. Using consumable to restore health like food or bandage will turn the light green for a few seconds. Performance enhancement. The game benefits from frictionless loading, selective installation that prioritizes your system language, other languages can be installed separately, and SSD optimization, ensuring a seamless experience with faster streaming and loading. The Great Circle also takes advantage of PS5's advanced CPU and GPU capabilities to achieve stable 60 FPS with high quality resolution. Visual and audio immersion, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle makes extensive use of PlayStation 5's ray tracing capabilities both on the base model and the PlayStation 5 Pro console. The global illumination system allows for greater detail and quality as well as more realistic and dynamic lighting around the world. Audio immersion is enhanced by 3D audio and HD rumble during cinematic scenes and gameplay, letting you feel like you're right in the scene as Indy himself. PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced. Make your journey around the world even more striking with Indiana Jones in a Great Circle on PlayStation 5 Pro. The optimized console performance on the PS5 Pro ensures you achieve higher and more consistent frame rates, making every moment of your adventure unforgettable. Experience next level realism and image clarity with native 4K resolution and advanced ray tracing. Playing Indiana Jones in the Great Circle at a native 4K resolution really is the best way to appreciate the level of detail the team at Machine Games has poured into every corner of the world, says Jennings. You could spend hours just walking around the different environments, admiring every little thing from each artifact in Marshall College's impressive collection to the verdant beauty of Sukhotai's jungles. Native 4K advanced ray tracing. Oh my God. Jesus. Talk about knowing how to sell a game to the PlayStation community. Like, I don't think they even went this hard on Xbox. Like, Lord. That's gotta stink. That's just stink. Sting. Anonymous boss, how you doing? I'm doing good. Thank you so much. But man, that but Pro's a scam. Pro's a scam. According to everybody, it's a scam. Nick says, "Is there a feature they didn't use? I don't know. They threw everything and the kitchen sink. Oh man, woo, woo! If you want that Pro, you're in for a treat. Wow, that's something. That is something. Indiana Jones, April 17th, with crazy enhancements. And it just doesn't stop there. Like, granted, this is not an Xbox thing, but where is it at? Here's another one. Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Shadows on PS5 Pro already features outstanding ray trace global illumination. Learn how Ubisoft is pushing even further with its new PSSR implementation. Okay, let's talk about it. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, y'all noticing the marathon background? In fact, that's tomorrow, right? It's tomorrow. Do y'all want me to go live tomorrow? In fact, let me do that. Hold on. Let me do that. Let me make that as a. I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna put that as a vote. All right, let me do that. All right, there you go. Send me your vote. Because Saturday, it's rare that we have something like that on a Saturday. Usually it's during the workday. So technically I could do it. So you let me know. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. Right? Okay. But right here, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubisoft deep dives into PS5 Pro updates. PS Pisser support and the inclusion of ray trace reflections for balance mode are available now. This is from Pierre 14, Technology Director at Ubisoft. Hello, everyone. We just released Title Update 1.0.2, which adds some key improvements to the PS5 Pro version of Assassin's Creed Shadows, including the addition of PSSR, Pisser support, and the inclusion of ray trace reflections for balance mode. To celebrate, we want to give you deeper insight into the work done to bring this version, the best console version of Shadows, to life. They said the words. They said the words. Ubisoft said it themselves. The best console version. But it's a scam. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. That is tough. All right, let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Pushing our rendering vision. As gamers, we are always excited to see new hardware. As developers, we are even more excited, and the PS5 Pro is no exception. As soon as we were briefed on the new capabilities of the console, we were excited to take advantage of it. The PS5 Pro allows us to push our rendering vision to its full potential across all modes, quality, balance, and performance. First, let's recap the three technological improvements. The PS5 Pro has three compared to a standard PS5. It has a faster GPU, it has new ray tracing capabilities, PVH8 support, it has PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Pisser. Leveraging the improved GPU and ray tracing capabilities. Early in the conception phase of AC Shadows, we decided to revolutionize our lighting pipeline by moving from a pre-baked global illumination system with limited in-game flexibility to a runtime ray traced one. There are several image quality benefits to this, and it allows for much more dynamism within the world, as lighting can always adapt to what happens in game. Quality is also increased, and subtle yet important lighting details emerge when using ray traced global illumination. While the PS5 allowed us to realistically target 30 and 40 FPS with its native ray tracing support, it did not entirely make it possible at 60 FPS given everything else happening on the GPU. Simulations, geometry rasterizations, and shading, character deformation, hair rendering, etc. However, with the announcement of the PS5 Pro last year, we knew we had all the ingredients to build the ultimate console version of AC Shadows. By itself, the PS5 Pro's faster GPU helps performance without much effort from developers, but the game-changing technology is the improved ray tracing capabilities of the PS5 Pro, that BVH8. BVH stands for Bounding Volume Hierarchy, more below, offering over BVH84. With our implementation of BVH8, support on PS5 Pro, we were able to speed up GPU tasks involving hardware tracing usage by about 300%. Those two critical upgrades, the faster GPU and support for H8, made it possible for us to realistically target a stable 60 FPS while showcasing our new generation ray trace lighting engine. You know what? This is beautiful because this is like a really great example of what the PlayStation 5 Pro brings compared to the PS5. This is a great breakdown. This is probably one of the more detailed yet simplest breakdown, right? And I like this breakdown because the breakdown is specifically to a game, and they are telling you specifically why the PS5 Pro is just better, bringing something to the table that's better that the PS5 can do, and they specifically mentioned it. That is awesome. That is a great breakdown. Absolutely great breakdown. Let's go back to more. All right. That's a great breakdown. What do you guys think? That is a great breakdown. What is global illumination? Let me see that. Great. Yeah. In-game rendering, global illumination refers to a set of techniques used to simulate the way light interacts with surfaces in a 3D environment. Rather than just illuminating objects with direct light from a light source, like a sun or lamp, global illumination accounts for indirect lighting, which is light that bounces off surfaces and contributes to the overall lighting of a scene. Think of the following scenario. If you place a red box close to a white wall in a well-lit room, the red color will bleed onto the nearby wall. What is BVH? BVH is Bounding Volume Hierarchy. It's an acceleration structure that is core to the use of hardware ray tracing and 3D graphics. Think of it as boxes within boxes. If you need to trace a ray, determine which big box intersects the ray first. Then testing recursively is what makes ray tracing possible with performance matching that requirements of modern games. Typically, BVH has four big boxes. BVH4, meaning that each box can contain four other boxes. With BVH8, we have eight boxes per box, which allows for faster traversal of the BVH when doing ray tracing GPU tasks. As the tree is shallower, each node has twice as many children. Something unique to console players on PS5 Pro, ray trace reflections. Ray trace global illumination at 60 FPS in an open world is a nice feat alone. However, given AC shadow delay, we had time to assess how we could push things further, and we became confident that we could implement ray trace reflections in time for launch. Using ray trace reflections solves many issues encountered with classical techniques such as SSLR and cube maps. While some games on PS5 Pro had opted for a single 60 FPS mode, our approach was if a choice between playing 30, 40, and 60 was good for PS5 players, why not replicate that for the PS5 Pro if meaningful improvements could be offered in each mode? With ray trace reflections, we believe that a significant uplift in photorealistic rendering is achieved. Again, this was possible because of faster GPU as well as the 300% speed up in ray tracing capabilities that we're able to achieve by leveraging H8. At launch, we offered ray trace reflections only when playing in quality mode, but we were happy to report that title update 1.0.2 brings ray trace reflections to the PS5 Pro balance mode, an improvement many of you requested. Once again, balance mode offers a great compromise between quality and performance for players with supporting TVs. Right? So only on the Pro you get the quality, fidelity, and on the balance mode you also get ray tracing extended. All right. So the performance and balance provides ray tracing. It doesn't on the PS5. In short, PS5 Pro brings ray trace global illumination performance mode versus the pre-baked global illumination on the standard PS5. Okay, and ray trace reflection quality and balance mode complementary with the ray trace global illumination present on standard PS5. All right, let's go to this supporting PS5. With all what we discussed so far, we only covered 2 out of 3 key improvements that the PS5 Pro brings. What's left is a piece of PS5 Pro technology called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, aka PISR. First, let's explain what PISR is. PISR is an AI-driven upscaler, meaning it takes image rendered at lower resolution, say 1080p, and upscales it to 2160p. Approximately 3 out of 4 pixels. In other words, upscaling isn't anything new. We've been using a technique called temporal anti-aliasing, or TAA or TAAU, for upscaling since Assassin's Creed Origins. This benefits upscaling are great. Lowering the rendering resolution results in higher frame rates. The trade-off is one of the image clarity and sometimes visual artifacts. TA is an analytical technique, meaning that it's based off math and statistics, broadly speaking. Upscaling combined with dynamic resolution scaling, a technique where the render resolution changes depending on how well the GPU performed in AI, allows us to maximize the visual fidelity of the game by lowering the pre-upscale resolution in more demanding scenarios. Without DRS, we would need to calibrate our budgets for the worst scenario, even if those occur only in specific circumstances and once in the entire game. Therefore, a good DRS implementation paired with great upscaler offers the best of both worlds: high frame rate, more visual fidelity. AI upscalers are typically trained with reference footage in a target resolution. Contrary to analytical upscalers, they can work with lower pre-upscaling resolution better, as their model encodes behaviors which are hard, if impossible, to reproduce analytically. With the delay in AC shadows, we have valuable opportunities to explore early implementations of PISR and other PS5 Pro enhanced titles, and to conduct our own in-depth analysis on AC shadows. We found that PISR provided a superior experience versus TA overall, and was definitely something that could benefit players. Recognizing this, we reached out to Sony Interactive for further collaboration. Sony worked closely with us, providing updated model parameters that were needed to perfect that implementation in the latest PS5 Pro firmware, which was just released. When compared to TA, PISR brings a more stable image with notably less shimmering artifacts that brings up image quality. With this firmware being out now, we're happy to say that the official PISR support is now available in AC Shadows through our new title update, as both the improvement made at the system software level and our working engine will now seamlessly work together. Players that have already played the game on PS5 Pro will need to activate the option in the video tab of the options menu, but all new players will by default play with PISR activated. As always, we're committed to improving our implementation of upcoming titles, updates as this technology continues to evolve. See, so I will say this, right? I'll say this. You saw how fast people were grifting and bash PlayStation 5 Pro, like almost instantly. Like within a few weeks. Oh, it's a waste of time, it's a scam, blah blah blah, it's trash, right? And I'm like, man, like this is new technology, right? And we seen from DLSS and FSR, AI driven is software. It will get better with software updates. That's one thing, right? So Pisser's gonna get better, right? You're not gonna get peak Pisser right off the cuff. It's going to get better. It's gonna get updates. That's one. And the actual games, right? Like the as these developers get used to the technology, and as more newer games come out, they're gonna take advantage of this. They're gonna have lessons learned, and the next batch of new games that comes out this gen is just gonna be all over this. This is just a great example of what PlayStation 5 Pro is bringing. And keep in mind, Pro came out in November, right? So you're talking December, January, February, March, April. We're in April. 5 months already. In just 5 months, we're seeing what Microsoft is doing with the with PlayStation 5 Pro. We see what Ubisoft is doing with PlayStation 5 Pro. More and more developers is going to take advantage of this, and the games like the Pro versions, as far as console, is going to be unquestionably the best version. Unquestionably, you know, it's insane how many people try to bash it, and they're just going to end up looking stupid. Because right, this is just 5 months of the PlayStation 5 Pro being released. It's going to get better throughout the rest of the year, right? And then 2026, even much better. 2027, 2028, it's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. I- You know, people were real quick to dismiss the Pro, and I don't know why. Especially like when you think about it, right? The Pro represents indirectly Sony releasing the PS5 Pro is them doing what people want Microsoft to do. Really put an effort behind your console, support your console, show the community, show the gaming that Xbox, even with all these other initiatives Microsoft is doing, Xbox is still the core founding principle of your brand. But they're not. You know, the PlayStation 5 Pro investment in PSSR, continued investment into this, getting with third-party studios to get the best version of console games on the PS5 Pro. That's Sony dedicated to the console. At a minimum, you would think people would respect that, right? You could fall and complain about a lot of things, but the fact that Sony still is doing their best for the console, that there's no question that they're a console first company, is strange that nobody's acknowledging that, right? Oh yeah, y'all gonna like this. Y'all gonna like this. Y'all gonna like this. Listen, you saw Baron. For those of you that saw 60 Frames Don't Like podcast, y'all saw Baron. He super chatted saying, talking about Nintendo Power. The hybrid powerhouse matching PlayStation 5, right? And I'm sure you guys seen, social media, especially Twitter, some Nintendo, you know, accounts and stuff, hyping the Switch 2 and comparing it to the base PS5. And I'm not alone in that, right? Y'all guys seen that? You know, constant comparisons. Yeah, let me help you out. Let me help you out with some. Let me see if I could give you some examples, so that way you know what I'm talking about. Right? Let me see. We're gonna start here first. We're gonna start with this. We're gonna start with this. All right. Let me find this here first, and then I'll show you. Let me do this. I gotta look for stuff real quick, right? I will look for it, and you'll see what I'm talking about, right? First, let me do this. Let me do a couple of things first. get some stuff ready. Give me a second. Um, yeah. Uh, so let me do this. All right. So let me show y'all. Okay, now I got it. All right, here we go. Got this for y'all. Okay. So I made this tweet, right? Cyberpunk 2047, 40 FPS on Switch when docked, right? And this is Cyberpunk 2077 Open Edition, $70 on Switch 2, runs at 40 FPS in performance mode while docked. Physical release comes at, in a card, whatever. So I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Because when they did the PlayStation, PS5, and Xbox, performance mode is at 60 FPS locked on PlayStation, Xbox running worse on it, right? As you can see, 52 is a screenshot, but PlayStation 5 is more consistent with the 60 FPS, right? So I'm like, Cyberpunk 40 FPS on Switch 2 when docked, right? I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. So Nintendo Prime, he sends this tweet out, says credit to Dr. Trey 81. And if you don't know who Dr. Trey is, this dude hype. The one thing I remember Dr. Trey, I gotta get him and see if he can go on the live. Cause I'm gonna tell you, this dude was wilding out. Dr. Trey, listen, Dr. Trey was wilding out. If you don't know who he is, bro, this dude. Hold up. This dude. I'm gonna show you. This dude right here. Yo, this dude right here. This cat right here, right? This guy. Yo, he literally made videos in 2012 bragging about the Wii U, saying Wii U will have the best versions of all your favorite games. That man listed the best version of Call of Duty, the best version of Madden, the best version of Assassin's Creed, the best version of Devil May Cry. Like, think of all the popular third-party games, right? My man said Wii U will have the best versions of all your favorite games. He pushed that, bro. I'm like, yo, and the PS4 wasn't even out yet. This was 2012. I'm like, bro, the PlayStation 4 is coming and it's gonna smoke check this thing. Like, yo, this shit was wild. Yo, Trey, shout out to Trey. I gotta get him. Oh, hopefully he'll rock with the show. He'll on Friday. But my man, anyway. So I guess Trey used this. I don't know why they try to use it. I don't know why Nintendo Prime, quote tweeted me with this, right? Because Ratchet and Clank 40 FPS support, right? The way PlayStation used it for FPS support, right? The way PlayStation used it, it was to enhance the quality mode of Rift Apart. Rift Apart quality mode had ray tracing, all the bells and whistles at 30 FPS. With the whole 120 hertz and VRR, they were able to add extra 10 frames at 40 FPS. But that's the quality mode, ray tracing, whatever. That 40 FPS is not performance mode for Ratchet and Clank. Performance mode for Ratchet and Clank is 60 FPS. So I really didn't understand this. I didn't understand what they were trying to do. So, let's see. This is Dr. Trey. He said, Tech News is at it again. Cyberpunk might run at 40 FPS dock because Switch 2 has VR and 100 FPS. So y'all remember those FPS modes y'all hyped on PS5. You see? And that's where you're wrong, Trey. Right? Because Rift Apart is 60 FPS in performance mode. The 40 FPS is pretty much, you can say, quality mode enhanced. They enhanced the quality mode by adding the extra frames, but it's quality mode enhanced. Performance mode is 60 FPS in Rift Apart. So that's where, Y'all messed up. And y'all talking about tech noobs at it again. You messed up and misrepresented what PlayStation did. He goes, yeah, seeing 40 FPS thing get mocked when it's praised on PS5 is absolutely wild. And I think I replied to that. Where was it at? Here you go. This is where I put it. Stop the silly combo. Rift Apart added 40 FPS to push full fidelity, which included ray tracing at ray tracing at higher than 30 FPS. Rift Apart performance mode is 60 FPS. Don't mix 40 FPS mode on the PS5 that pushes more frame rates for the highest fidelity plus ray tracing setting the console can do with Switch 2 doing it at performance mode options. That's not the same. Performance mode on Switch, 40 FPS for Cyberpunk. Performance mode on PS5, 60 FPS. That's it. Don't bring up Rift Apart with 40 FPS because it's not all 40 FPS because that's how Sony was able to get performance. No, Sony had performance mode on Rift Apart, 60 FPS. The 40 FPS was to enhance the highest fidelity. You know? Go back. So now having the conversation at the time with Dr. Trey, he asked me, what makes you think 40 FPS is performance mode option? So I showed him, this is coming from CDPR. CD Projekt Red says so. You know, CD Projekt Red has confirmed to GVG that the Cyberpunk 2077 port is being developed internally. The build is only 7 weeks old, and the plan is on having a 40 FPS mode for launch. Right? So Dr. Trey says, I bet that won't be accurate when the game comes out. Okay? I'm like, it's from the dev themselves who said performance mode would be 40 FPS. And Trey replies, a 40 FPS performance mode doesn't make sense. Well, Trey, it does make sense because Wii U's not that powerful, right? But now, here we go. Oh, then Solar Prime replies, nah, it will be the case. And the performance mode is docked only. Game runs at 30 FPS otherwise. Curious how the final build will be. The one people are hands-on with now said is months old and not final. But the FPS targets are locked in. They are just cleaning up with some frame rate drops and stuff with more optimizations before printing cards. So at least Nintendo Prime kind of gets like, yeah, it's going to be 40 FPS in performance mode. But this is the real kicker. This is why I'm really bringing it up. You ready for the real kicker? This is the real kicker. This is a real kicker. Cyberpunk. We're still improving the performance. This is recent. This was a day ago. We're still improving the performance, but we're targeting 1080p docked and 720p in handheld mode with 30 to 40 FPS range, depending on the mode, of course. Performance versus quality. So it's not even 4K or fake 4K with AI upscaling. It's 1080p up to 40p docked. 1080p 40. Remember when I said at least give me 1080p 60? Now, granted, I would never buy a third-party game on the Switch. You know? So I'm hoping Nintendo first party at least does 1080p 60 docked. This sucker is not 1080p 60 docked. In performance mode. For Cyberpunk. This is not 1080p 60. It's not 1080p 60. You're gonna pay $450 on a brand new gaming platform that comes out in June 2025, and you cannot get 1080p 60. You can't get 1080p. Listen to me. 1080p 60. You cannot get that. And the only reason I think they're doing 40 FPS is because of the 120 Hz VRR trickery. That's why they're getting 40. Because of the trickery. Without that trickery, you will not get more than 30 FPS. It would be, technically speaking, without the trickery, it's 1080p 30. That's PlayStation 4. standard. 1080p 30. This shit is wild. The Pro, the Pro, right? I might as well call this the Switch Pro. The Nintendo Switch 2 is giving you 1080p 40 because of trickery in performance mode. The whole point of the trickery was to get the full fidelity with more frames. Oh shit. Not to serve you as a performance mode. The VR 120 hertz trickery is to get more out of the quality mode, not to provide a default performance mode. You can't get 1080p 60. There's no 1080p 60 for this game. Yo, this is wild. Like, bro, Nintendo dudes, you're not that dude. Switch is not that platform. Like, leave it alone. Like, don't stop talking about the PS5. You can't do 1080p 60. You can't do it. I'm hoping Nintendo can do it, right? I'm hoping Nintendo can do 1080p 60. But guess what? Right? Here's the thing with the whole Nintendo doing it, right? I'm going to be honest, right? Because you got resolution, right? You got resolution, okay. But you don't have graphical fidelity. What I mean by that is you're going to have, let me show you. You're going to have games that look like this. This is, you have games that look like this. Where's it at? Let me do something here. Let me look at something here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, here we go. You have this. This. All right, this is Nintendo Switch, right? And that looks actually bad, bro. That I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even realize, right? But this is like the markup improvement. Like, are you kidding me? This is the markup improvement? This thing better be 1080p 60 in dock mode. You telling me you get? There's just no way. Looking at this, you're not gonna get 1080p 60. There's just no way. There's just no way. You're gonna get 1080p 60 on this. Look at this. Look. You gotta get 1080p 60 on this. Yo, I'm seeing the jaggies just from here, and I'm not even like a hardcore. I'm not even a screen image analyzer at all, and I can see the jag, like, easily. I don't need Digital Foundry to pinpoint all the artifacts and all the glaring issues, the blurriness and all that. You can just you listen. You do not need Digital Foundry to dissect a Switch 2 game. You can clearly see the jank on this. So this is easily 1080p 60. I'll be shocked if it's not. How could you not run this game 1080p 60? Are you kidding me? It's gotta be 1080p 60. The Nintendo first parties, you're gonna get these jank ass looking games. Like, holy cow. No effort to truly push technological advancements. You got this dude. Look, listen, I gotta get this guy on the live too. Tengad. Look at this guy. This guy said the flaws of Digital Foundry are really trying to call Nintendo Switch 2 launch games impossible ports. Admit y'all was wrong again and stop this anti-Nintendo Nvidia bias. It's not surprising a console with more modern hardware, native 4K 60, 120 FPS, and DLSS to match. Stop it, bro. That's a lie. Cyberpunk can't do 1080p 60, so just cut that out, right? This guy's taking screenshots of the like. Stop it, man. Because I guarantee once they deep dive into the actual games, these games are like 720p. Oh my god, this is bad. This is bad, bro. Don't even do the technology fight, bro. Just leave that shit alone. I'm telling you, bro. Look what he's doing, man. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. Switch 2 is beyond PS4 and Xbox Series. We just don't know how close to PS5 yet. Oh my god. This. Yo, listen, bro. Even the most hardcore haters of PlayStation, that they just create insane amount of salt content on us. Even they're just astonished at how fast the Nintendo fanboys just blew past us. Blew past PlayStation fanboys. They can't believe how fast they took over. Being corporate slaves. Instantly. Instant denial on everything. Instant denial. Yo, even Ono's Alex is like shocked on how fast they just moved up the fanboy chain. They already blew past the Xbox dudes. Like, bro, that shit is wild. These dudes, yo, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It's
Oh, shout out to James. Listen, let me see how the voting's going so far. All right, 81% yes. Do you want me to do a marathon live stream? So far, 81% yes. Yeah, what time is the live stream? Because now I gotta separate stuff. One p.m. Eastern. So if it's 1 p.m. Eastern, that's what? 10, 11, 12, 1. So 10 in the morning. Man, I really got to set up a podcast at 10 in the morning. Man, Saturdays are like my sleep in days. Because I wake up early so much in the. Can't be 8 p.m. What's 8 p.m. in Cali? 8 p.m. Eastern is 5 p.m. in Cali. It's we're 3 hours behind East Coast time. Cali's 3 hours behind New York. 10 p.m. PST. Man, that's sleep time, man. I like to sleep late on my Saturdays, unless I have to do something. But you know what? For you guys, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it for y'all guys. I love you guys. Even though I'm not a multiplayer guy. Do 8 p.m. PST. Why 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. PST is late. That's like 11 p.m. at night. Why do you want to do it so late? No, this is about the live for marathon. So it's 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Let's check this out real quick. I don't know. J-Ro's like, listen, I'm just saying some shit. Shout out to J-Ro. J-Ro's like, I'm just saying whatever. I'll do it for you guys. I'll do it. We'll see, right? Marathon's the big thing. You guys, I'm sure some of you are excited, right? It's not just multiplayer. It's live service. Oof. I mean, but Bungie, the one thing you can say, Bungie does live service right. They're not perfect, but overall, Destiny and Destiny 2 have been widely successful. Hey, Tarnish, we love you, PuertoRock. I love you guys more. Now, I can do a heart. I don't know what Craig was doing. Craig can't do a heart. I can do a heart. Right? Craig was doing this. I'm like, you just put a butthole in front of everybody in the podcast. Right? Check this out. Shout out to James Hecht. Yo, these Xbox dudes hate this guy. It's so funny. Yo, he's our Astro Cyborg. You know, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. James is on it, but I think James does a better job than Astro. But he's on it. Shout out to James.
It's super, super unfortunate that after 1 to 2 years of absolute turmoil for Xbox fans, with the ABK trial, the acquisition of all these studios, the promise of not going full third party, and then turning around 9 months later and going third party, and then Xbox caps it off with, we're not doing a watch party this year, and I'm pretty sure they're never doing a watch party again.
Oh man, that's right. There's no fan fest, is there? There's no Xbox fan fest. Oh man, the news just like, yo. Oh my god, shit is just trash for these Xbox gamers this gen. God damn. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord, for taking your name in vain. Like God, oh my God, it's just I'm going to hell at this point. My goodness. My goodness. Everything, yo. No wonder guys paid like $3,000 for the 5090. I am Rich Swaglord. Who is James? Oh, it's like a Twitter account. It's just a Twitter account. But yo, he drags these Xbox accounts with their videos. He has some type of code. He explained how he did it. Like he doesn't watch the videos. He pulls the video, downloads it, enters some type of algorithm, and gets these clips. It's crazy. But the man's on it. He gets all the assault on Twitter. You could say he's a Twitter assault content creator, doing Xbox content, assault content. It's hilarious. But man, you don't get the best version of games, right? Series S is holding back your own platform. Microsoft goes full third party. They're now hyping pro enhancements. And if that wasn't enough, if those weren't just huge daggers that pierces the heart of the Xbox gamer, pierces the heart. Now no fan fest and live watch party, meaning the crew gets together. Yo, dagger after dagger after dagger, like no fan fest this year, because they're having their showcase, and you know they're gonna talk PlayStation showcase, and you know they're gonna talk about the PS5 Pro. So that's not even a dedicated Xbox show for the Xbox gamers anymore. It's for everybody. The Xbox showcase is for the streets. She's for the streets. Don't get mad at me. Now people are going to get mad at me. They're going to clip me and get mad at me for saying that. Like, bro, I didn't make that decision. I didn't make the Xbox showcase a sex worker. It's just, I didn't do it. I didn't make that decision. I'm just letting you know the reality. Got the Xbox showcase ass cheeks out on the corner. I don't know what to tell ya. It's not me. I didn't do this. It's wild, bro. They're gonna have PlayStation, Nintendo all plastered. It's gonna be everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point there'd be like game running on the PlayStation 5 Pro. That's how bad it's getting. It's so bad. You'll see a game, and then on the the little white words, the disclaimer, running on the PS5 Pro. Yo, that would be wild. At that point, that would be crazy. We don't even have the game running on the Xbox hardware. It's running on PS5 Pro or PC. Tell me that won't be wild. I would do it. I mean, Xbox might as well do it. They might as well just do it, just to piss off the Xbox fanboys. They might as well do it. I mean, they canceled FanFest. So it's not like they're going to rush the stage. Just do it. Just show one game and put on the bottom in-engine PlayStation 5 Pro. just do that. In-engine PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh my God, the content I would make off that. Lord. Oh my God. My God. Phil, do it. One game. That's it. Just one game. I don't care what game. In-engine PS5 Pro footage. Oh, wow. Live on the June showcase. Oh my God. What's that called? Um, the Japanese back in the day when they lose their honor and they self-delete. Seppuku. Is that the proper term? The Japanese, you know. Yes, seppuku. Yeah, seppuku. Boy, that would literally happen with these Xbox podcasters if that were to happen. There would be a string of seppuku live on air. Sudoku, if you're doing the math. Yo, that would be insane. Oh my God, I I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I saw that. If I saw that, I would be like,
It's super, super unfortunate.
I would be like, what happened? So this came out. I'm gonna do a separate video on this. So stay tuned for this. You know, we're gonna break this down. But the PC console gaming report. So that's some good stuff right there. I gotta read the report, and I'll do a video on that. So stay tuned for that. So that's coming. Get that there. And what else we got? I think that's it. I think we hit all the main topics. Tomorrow, I guess we want to see live stream marathon. So okay. Oh, hold on. Hold up. What is this? What is this? What are we looking here? What is this? What is this? Well, this has no sound, but oh Lord. Oh my God. My God, my God, my God. What's this? Digital Foundry? Hold on. Let me maybe if we look at a YouTube rip. Let me put in 4K also.
Nintendo opened their Switch 2 Direct with a bang, showcasing Mario Kart World. This wide-open racer arrives some 11 years after the last mainline series entry, and carries heavy expectations as the Switch 2's premier launch title. So is World a visual
I don't want to steal their
extensive
stuff, right?
off-circuit sections? Plus, race sizes get bumped from 12 players to 24 players, perhaps as a result
Yeah, let me do this. Let me go here.
regulation. When you hit water, the player vehicle changes into some kind of aquatic machine, and you drive on the water's surface, unlike in Mario Kart 8, where you simply rode the track beneath the waves. As a result, the reflection tech has evolved and seems to be possibly using a planar reflection technique. There are some tells here that indicate we aren't looking at screen space reflections or even something ray traced, like alignment issues and the fact that player vehicles aren't reflected. At
Not
the same
even
time,
screen
though,
space
reflections
reflections.
match the scene too well to simply be some pre-calculated cube map, which would probably look pretty bad on larger bodies of water. Other glossy surfaces do rely on cube maps though, it seems. Materials quality also seems to have taken a step up here. Surfaces have higher detail textures, including better normal maps, and appear more natural. World often looks worn, with cracked pavement and faded, uneven paint, while Mario Kart 8 tended to have a more sterile look. Some shaders, like the one used to simulate this icy material, produce a more visually sophisticated appearance and more closely mimic their real-world inspiration. We actually do have some footage of the one track that is returning from Mario Kart 8, which is Sky High Sunday. A side-by-side reveals much better looking artwork that clearly has seen a lot more time and attention. But I don't want to put too much stock into this admittedly stark comparison because this is a track from the Booster Course Pass, which had more basic looking tracks that were designed with the mobile game Mario Kart Tour in mind. Model detail and art quality both took a big hit with these tracks, so
Let's see this.
beyond the game's core visual makeup, we should discuss the title's basic rendering parameters. In World's default visual mode in docked play, current media suggests a 1440p image in all my counts, with no TAA or temporal upsampling. It's a little hard to offer a precise sense of image quality, given that all of the extended footage we have is ripped.
So it's not 14. It's not 4K. I mean, 1440p is not bad though. So, but it's not 4K and not even upscale 4K because of lack of TAA or whatever. And do they even mention DLSS? I don't. Anybody heard DLSS? I still have yet to hear anything about switching DLSS. Like the only thing people are saying about DLSS is simply because it's an NVIDIA GPU. But I haven't seen anything they're talking about actual DLSS implementation. Anybody seen something? Any articles, any of the games actually having DLSS implementation and talk about it? Please let me know.
From Nintendo Treehouse playthroughs, but I think it typically looks fine enough. Relying so heavily on baked lighting minimizes aliasing gremlins in typical play. All the material we have so far suggests a 60 FPS refresh, which is maintained faultlessly. The game's photo mode runs at a more modest 30 FPS update, however. There's also apparently a 120 FPS mode, though we don't have any capture of it at the moment. Split screen play is also included here.
That 120 FPS mode must be like at 540p or some shit.
At least for race events. The same 60 FPS update is evident, at least for 2-player split screen play. We don't have any footage of 4-player split screen, which might get a frame rate hit. Though in one segment on Nintendo Treehouse, they did feature 2 consoles running with 2-player split screen put side by side. Nintendo's game chat functionality is supported here as well, like with every other Switch 2 title.
Yo, bro, this is crazy. This is wild, man. Well, anyway, we're gonna get more info as things goes on. We're just gonna get more info. But my God, yo, Nintendo's wilding out. Nintendo's wilding out. No, cancel. Wait a minute.
Well, and it does seem like a neat addition.
Yeah, this is wilding out. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Right? It is what it is. Okay. But anyway, listen. We're going to end the show off to here. Right? We're going to end off the show with this. Tomorrow, marathon live stream. All right. We'll knock that out. Stand by for a video. Hopefully, I'll have it out by Sunday, maybe Monday. I'll be working on my next Friday Night Live with a guest. I'm going to see if Zuby Tech will start off with that. If not, I'm gonna try to get a Nintendo guy. We'll see. We'll see what I'm able to accomplish for next week and stuff like that. But with that, I want to say thank you so much for rocking out with me this Friday. I truly appreciate you rocking out with this Friday. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you haven't seen the recent content, check it out. There'll be a playlist if you're new to the channel, and check out the most recent podcast. And again, if this is your first time watching this video, subscribe, stick around. You'll see the playlist cards for you to access and stuff. And for those who are returning, I truly appreciate you guys returning, checking out my show, rocking out with me. Stay tuned live tomorrow. We're gonna get that. I'll get that set up tonight, so that way the link is up, everything's set, everything's crisp and all that stuff, and we'll get it going. But love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the well wishes. And, just checking up on me and asking me, if everything's going well. You'd be surprised how much that means to me. That absolutely means a lot to me. All right. So you guys are good. You're good people. To the chat, the best subscribers in the world, Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Right. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Right. Your only friend is YouTube Streets PuertoRock77. And I will see you tomorrow. Live stream, marathon.